Hi, welcome back. Yesterday I told you that we still have 4 of these storage containers that needs to be unpacked, and they were in storage for more than 2 years while we were traveling through Asia and over South Africa. And just to prove my point, I cannot remember what are in these storage containers. So I thought it would be a great idea to open them up and unpack them with you to see what I thought was important enough to me to store away in these plastic containers for 2 years. So thank you so much for joining me today. Like my page if you're on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram, or subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And remember, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and share it with your friends or your family if you think it can bless them as well. So the big question is, how do women like us, who are wearing so many different hats each day, and who don't cheat by looking like we have everything under control, take back our homes and life, free from the chains of clutter? How do we simplify, get started, get unstuck, let things go, and create more time, so that we can truly focus on what is essential for a happy and healthy life with our loved ones? That is the question, and this show will give you the answers. My name is Lizelle Tenton, and welcome to the Vanilla Essence Show. So there are 4 containers, but I also realized that it's going to take too much time to unpack all of them with you. So this morning we'll just tackle 1, and maybe if there is time 2, to see what I've stored inside. What was the things that I thought that was important enough to keep and take up space for 2 years or more than 2 years. So ta-da! Let's open this baby up. Ooh, I love pretty things and especially gifts. So like I've mentioned before, it's important for us to know what is truly important to us, because if we know what's important to us, it makes the decision of what to keep and what to let go so much easier. Then we are so much more clear on what we want and must surround ourselves with to be able to flourish and live up to our full potential. Now, I know I love beautiful things. I love to make spaces beautiful. I love to surround myself with things that have sentimental value to me. And when I opened this first container now, I was just like reminded about that fact. And the first thing that I see right at the top is this tea towel that you put on the tray when you have friends over for a cup of tea. It's handmade by my grandmother that's already passed away, so this is very special and very dear to me. It's like a heirloom, so I'll definitely hang on to this. Then I actually have more of these, but funny enough, this is one that my sister made for me. These are ones that I bought on my travels in Mozambique. Interesting enough, on the streets they have these enormous piles of clothes and linens and stuff that you can scratch through, and I found the most amazing treasures. And so these are some of those that comes from Mozambique, and they are like memoirs of our travels when we lived there for 2 years. Then I have a little block. It's words in Afrikaans, which is my home language. And if I translate, it says that you must hang your dreams in the wind so that they can learn to fly. So I'm working on my dreams, so this is going to find a place somewhere in my home, definitely. This is also, it's a fabric painting that must actually still be framed and can be hanged onto a wall. We also bought this in Mozambique, in Africa. But to be honest, this has never really been my taste, and I thought that I'll keep it and to see how I feel when I look at it again on a later stage. So now it's 2 years later, and I still don't particularly like this. So I think it's a good time to let this go. This is a book cover that somebody gave me as a gift one Christmas, and I can actually reuse it. So I've got a book right there that I can use it for right now, so I'll put it there. Our wedding video. Now this is a special one, and I think for a date night, me and my hubby should have a look at this with a glass of wine. I wonder if I'll be able to throw out anything. This is a frame. It's a beautiful frame, but actually it's broken. The glass is broken, and to be honest, I don't really have space for any frames in my home right now, so maybe I can donate this or give this to somebody that can use it. So I'll put it on this side. A wedding gift from about 10 years back with my name and my husband's name. Little hand towels for the bathroom, which I never used. I don't particularly like little things like this, and now, to be honest, it has stained, it has turned yellow because it was stored away for so long. So it's time for this to go. So happy to see that there is actually stuff that I can let go. And a beautiful little antique tin. It's beautiful, but I don't really have any purpose for it right now, or anything that I really want to do with it. So I will also see if there's maybe somebody else that can use this better than me. I love wreaths, and this is the closest to a wreath that I have, and I brought it all the way from Norway when we stayed there. So I'm going to find a special place in my home for this to remind me of my white snowy Christmases we had there. Such special memories. And more tea towels and more tea towels, but the problem with this is that they've turned yellow and they are not in a very good condition anymore. So I'm going to let these ones go. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, now this baby I bought in Sweden. When I saw her the first time, I immediately fell in love with her, and I was really wondering what happened to her because I couldn't remember where I've put her. And the other mistake that I made is that I didn't label the plastic containers because we were in such a hurry and I completely ran out of time. So at the end of the day, now it's a huge surprise and it's actually quite nice, but not knowing where your stuff are or what is in your containers is actually not that nice. So make sure to label your plastic containers when you put stuff in storage. It really just does make life much easier and help you to find what you are looking for. So she's staying with me, and I'll put her somewhere close to me. Some old cutlery that I hang on to for some reason, which I definitely don't need, so this is gonna go. This is a gift my husband received from his employer in Mozambique, but I think he's gonna miss it, so I think it's time to let it go. We're doing good. It's almost like half keep, half let go. In general, this is how I sort through stuff, is I pick up one item at a time and I'm honest about the condition that it's still in. Does it add value to my life? Do I really need it? Does it hold sentimental value? Am I really going to experience such a loss not having it in my life? So I just ask myself some honest questions and I give myself honest answers, because I certainly do not have space to keep stuff that I don't need, that I don't use, and that is cluttering up the space that I do have. So what I'm doing now looks like a lot of fun, but it's actually very important that I'm honest with myself and true to myself, because I'm busy creating the environment in which I can flourish, in which I can live up to my full potential and make the right decisions for me and my family. And like I said, then it is also so much easier to let things go and not gather up more and more clutter. So these tea towels can also go. I don't really have any purpose for them. Oh, this is my little boy when he was 1 year old. It was when we were on holiday in a farm. It's an old, beautiful farmhouse, and it was such a special moment. It was just after we started standing up, so I'm gonna find a special place for this in my house. He's now 8 years old, if you want to leave it or not, so this is very old. I'm keeping this one. And then, oh, a very special gift from a friend. She's an artist and she painted this for me for my birthday. So I'm going to make a plan to have this framed. I have some space, a lot of open walls. And like I said, I don't get inspired by staring at empty walls. So minimalism is not really my thing. I prefer putting stuff up that inspires me, make me feel special and loved. So this is definitely going to find a space in my home. And then an old little handbag from my grandmother that passed away and that she gave to me. This is very, very special. Now I can either put this on display, but unfortunately I don't really have space right now, but I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm going to find a place where I can store this where it is safe, and maybe use it when we go out somewhere special, or when we live in a place where I do have space for it, where I can actually put it on display. And 2 cement plant holders. We don't have a garden right now, and I also don't have a lot of surface space, open surface space in my house to put ornaments and things like that. So although this is very pretty, it doesn't really have any sentimental value. So I'm not going to keep these. I'm actually going to pass them on to my sister. I think she would really like them, and we'll be able to do something lovely with them. So I'm going to ask her if she can maybe use these ones. Oh, this was the most beautiful angel, but she lost her head. And here are the other pieces. I tried to fix her before, but her head keeps falling off. So I think it's time for her to go and rest. This is an old tray that I bought in Norway, but in the meanwhile I actually got new ones. So rather donate this one and see if somebody else can make better use of it. And it doesn't really hold much sentimental value to me. This is, we'll have to build some more walls to put stuff on. I can see a problem lying ahead of me. Or maybe some of this will just have to go back into storage. But this is my Klimt painting, The Kiss, my most favorite painting in the whole wide world. And I bought this when I went to see the real thing in Vienna in Austria. I mean, how lucky am I? And it has always been a dream to frame this, and I think the time has come. I've got 2 or 3 things that needs to be framed, and I'm going to schedule it into my planner to get it done as soon as possible, and I'm going to find the perfect spot for it, because it is going to inspire me. It's going to make me feel loved and remind me how privileged I am and of all the wonderful places that I've seen. So hopefully this exercise has showed you a bit how I go through stuff, and there's no magic formula. It's just being honest with yourself and realizing that you cannot hang on to everything. You cannot keep everything. Somewhere you'll have to start to make a choice, and change comes by making choices. And it's not always easy to decide, and it's not always easy to let things go, but it is something that we need to do to make space for new things in our lives. So thank you so much for joining me today, working through this storage container. Now I have 3 more to go. If you would like to see what are in those as well, drop me a comment in the comment section below, and yeah, maybe we can do this again. I'll wait for you. Otherwise, please like my page on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, or subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And remember, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family if you think it can help them as well. Tomorrow I'll be back, and then we will talk about where to start when you want to declutter. The big question. So tomorrow we will look a bit more into that. I'll give you some tips and ideas that can hopefully help you to get going.